Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel and another video in the series covering the EFi system testing on this Honda TRX500 from 2019. Now, we've done nearly all of the sensors on the bike, just the O2 sensor still to do. That's in a future video because at the moment the bike doesn't run, so we won't be able to see if the O2 sensor is actually cycling once it goes into closed loop. So we'll put that one up to one side for now, and I'm going to move now across to the actuators on the bike. And one of the actuators, these are the things that the ECU controls what to do, like a fuel pump or an injector or a coil, whatever. One of the components that's often overlooked is the main relay. On the Hondas, the ECU controls the turning on of the main relay. It does. So we've got a few wires to check. I'll show you on the bike where the relay is. It took a few minutes to dig into it, but I got there in the end. And then we'll look in the manual and see what we need to test. Here we go. It's used.
You don't paint something without warning.
Honestly. Okay, so for the ease of filming and access, these 6 relays are all located in this plastic trough which sits basically above the fuel tank. Underneath is your ignition coil. Very, very similar layout to the TRX420 that we worked on a few weeks ago. Now, the main relay, looking here, is the third one from the left. 1, 2, 3. You've got to imagine that they were there, right? And I've marked it on here with an X. Yes, so I don't forget. And we've got some wires at the base, and there's some checks we need to do. Let's look in the manual and just verify those color codes. Okay, it took me a while, but I found the diagram which shows the location of the main relay. Page 42 in the service manual, to be fair. So this is all those 6 relays. You've got the fuel pump relay down there, override inhibitor relay, and so on. They're all labelled up. You can just pause the video and read them. The one we're interested in is this main relay, third from the left. Right, where is the wiring diagram? Let me have a little look. Page 113, so we'll just go up here and we'll jump straight to it. There's no point in trying to scroll down, that takes ages. There we go. Now the wiring diagram applicable to this bike is for the FM model. This is an FM6. And the main relay is just there, look. So we should have a red with a black tracer, a red, they're the main load wires, the heavy cables, and then the trigger circuit looks like it's a black with a red tracer and a violet with a white tracer. And you know, I said earlier on that the ECU controls that relay coming on. Well, we have a permanent live on the left hand side of the trigger circuit, straight from the ignition fuse, and then this violet with a white tracer. If you follow the wire, it goes down here and into the ECU at pin B31, and the ECU will only ground that wire when it wants the fuel injection system to operate. So first test, let's back probe in at the relay. We'll do all the tests at the relay. Let's back probe in at that violet wire with the white tracer and see if the ECU is putting that part of the circuit to ground to turn the relay on. Okay, before we start testing the individual wires, for the purple and the violet one with the white tracer, let's just remove the relay from the plug. I just want to see the actual switching by the ECU and not have it compromised by the other side of the circuit. So we're going to have test lights. Now we must use a small size test light for this. We don't want to overload the driver in the ECU. It's only a trigger circuit. So we'll pop that in there. It can make contact. There's bare wires, well, the bare connector inside there. And then we'll turn the ignition on. This light, the test light is connected to battery positive. So this should be nice and bright when the ECU grounds that violet wire with the white tracer. You ready? Here we go. Excellent. So that's working just fine. That's one wire done. 3 more to go. Great stuff. So we've confirmed this side of the trigger circuit that runs down to the ECU is all good to go. It's passed the test. Now, the positive side of the trigger circuit comes from the ignition fuse, and that's a black wire with a red tracer. So let's probe into that wire, that connection at the relay plug, and see if we're getting a good supply of voltage. And we can use the large test light for that because we're working upstream of the ECU now. And don't forget the relay is disconnected, so this winding actually doesn't exist at the moment. So it's fully protected. Right, to the bike. Okay, large test light is engaged. We've got the black wire off the light to battery negative, and we've got a probe here. So if we probe into this wire here, black wire, red tracer, we should see positive. Oh, with the ignition on, obviously. Ignition is on. There you go. So we're getting a good supply. That's a 21 watt bulb, so we're getting a couple of amps supply on that wire, which is way more than the relay needs to trigger. So that proves the proves the integrity of that black wire with the red tracer. Excellent. That's a pass. 2 wires down. Right, we have now tested the trigger side of the circuit. That's the small coil inside that gets energized, which then moves the armature to connect the large switch inside the relay that carries the load. So we'll take another look at the wiring diagram and see what's next. Okay, so on the consumer or the load side of the relay, we've got what looks like a permanent live coming in on the red with the black tracer. Let's just follow that across. Dum, dum, dum. Yes, that comes directly from the main fuse 40 amp. See, it comes down here from the battery. There's your battery on the left, battery positive, runs straight down there. At this junction, it goes up and then straight to the main power relay. So we can check that red wire with a black tracer for permanent live, and that should not require the ignition switch being on. That should be live all the time. Great, so we can use the same test light again. It's connected to battery negative. We've got the heavy cable now, the load side of the circuit, red wire. There's the black tracer there, look, you can see it coming down to here. So we should be getting 12 volts at that point. And we do. Bulb's nice and bright. Now, to be fair, given the size of the cable, we could even upgrade our test light to like a halogen headlight bulb, 75 watts, maybe even a 100 watt headlight bulb, and that would draw a significant amount more amps down that wire and make it work a little bit harder. But I'm quite happy with that. No problems at all. Right, we're going to need to reinstate the relay for the final check, so we'll do that now. Ignition's still turned off. Pop that back in there. There he goes. Make sure it's all the way in. Excellent. Right, back to the wiring diagram. Now, this is where Honda's wiring starts to look a little bit weird. Because if you look very closely, we have battery positive on both sides of that the main contact. Let me show you. So we've got battery positive here. Comes down through the main fuse and it branches down here through the main fuse to 10 amp through a diode and then goes up to here. Obviously here is connected to this side. All right, so we've got 12 volts battery positive on this side, on this contact inside the relay. Now this other side, if we follow this side back, runs along, this red with a black tracer, it runs along, dum 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 dum, it comes down here, and oh look, it connects to the same wire that goes to the main fuse, 40 amp, battery positive. Very, very confusing. However, if we put a test light on the red wire, when we see, or when that contact closes, we should see the brightness of the bulb improve, and that's what I'm looking for. That will tell me that the relay is working correctly, and this contact, the armature inside the relay, is closing, and joining these two sides together, these two wires. Okay, let's give it a go. Okay, so we've already checked the heavy red wire with the black tracer. We've got battery positive on there, and if I probe this in, the ignition is currently turned off. Just to prove the circuit diagram, we should see battery positive on this other terminal. So I can even pull the relay out just to prove that, if you like, because it could be a stuck relay in the closed position, you know, where it's failed. So the relay's out, pop it on there. We've got 12 volts. Okay, again, batteries, bulb's nice and bright. It's not quite as bright, or is it? No, it's not. Geez, my eyesight's terrible now. You can see dots. Okay, so I'll pop that back in there. Ignition's turned off. So we'll just prove that there is 12 volts on both wires. And we'll pop the probe back in there. And when I turn the ignition on, see if you can notice a change in the brightness of the bulb. You ready? Turning it off. Turning it on. You see the difference? I'm not sure how well it'll come across on the camera. Right, so that tells me that the relay is triggering and there is good connection on what I call the buzz bar. The main connector inside the relay is joining these two wires together. Perfect. Okay, there is one more thing we could do, and we could bench test this relay. So we'll take it back out again. And we'll go to the bench. Ooh, it's getting late tonight now. If Mrs. Mechanic she's on holiday at the moment. If she was here, dinner's in the dog. We haven't got a dog, but probably the next door neighbour's dog should have put the dinner in. Okay, so we've got on the relay, trigger side of the circuit is the small pins, the load side is the large pins. So we need to wire up a load. We could use the test light for that. So we will put test light. Oh, yep, we brought one of the wire with us, don't need that one. Test light on there. And we can put that to, on the yellow one, onto battery positive, makes no difference. Battery negative, let's do it properly. So battery negative on there. All fingers and thumbs, Andy. There we go. And we need a power supply to the other terminal. So we'll just use this little green one, will do fine. So battery positive onto this side. Now it shouldn't light up. There we go. Oof, thank God for that. Be careful with your crocodile clips, Andy, because there's not a lot of space down there. Okay, now we need to be able to trigger that circuit. We need to energize the little coil inside, which will then pull the armature and join these two wires together, and then the bulb should illuminate. So the trigger side of the circuit is not voltage dependent on this relay, so we can just put that on there, put that one on there. Look, so we've got negative on this side. We need one more test lead. Look, we've got another one. We can stick that one on there. Be very careful not to touch these things together. So when I connect this to battery positive, there'll be current flowing through the winding. That will create a magnetic field, pull the armature across, and it'll make contact between these two large contacts here. You ready? There you go. So relays shouldn't just click. They should actually do the job. They should create that circuit. There we go. So that relay is just fine. Don't make any sparks, Andy. Right, I'll put it back in the bike. So, no oscilloscope on this video. What's going on, Andy? It's just a relay, right? So let's not get too carried away. Oh, disconnect your battery. It's been a long day, actually, a really long day. Still got a couple more videos to do. We're on actuators now, and I do consider the main relay as an actuator on a fuel injection system because the ECU is controlling it. We've got fuel injectors to do, we've got ignition coil to do, we've got fuel pump to do, and we've got idle speed control valve to do. So that's just another day tomorrow. Put off fixing the Polaris. There's another Polaris here for front diff. It's just going to have to wait till tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully I'll smash those out before lunchtime. Okay, crew, well, hopefully you found this video helpful and informative. If you've got one of these bikes and you're trying to diagnose a fault on it, then obviously checking the main relay is extremely important. It controls power, power feed to a vast majority of the components on the bike and the systems on the bike. It's a pretty simple thing to check. There's a bit of a curly sort of wiring going on with that heavy red wire on the relay. Very strange to see battery positive on both sides. So I wanted to point that out in this video so that you're aware of it. It's not a fault, it's as it should be. And if you see the bulb just go a little bit brighter when you turn the ignition on, then you know that the relay is actually doing something. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now's a great time. Click on subscribe, ring the bell if you want to turn on notifications, and then that way YouTube will notify you as and when any new videos hit the channel. You'll find me on Facebook and Instagram, so you'll be able to follow along on various projects and stuff that don't actually, some of them don't end up being videos, but I tend to do posts of other work that I'm doing in the workshop. Now, if you'd like to support the channel, you can become a patron or jump onto PayPal. If it's PayPal, please use the email address on the screen now. Don't send the payment as a donation. I'm not a registered charity. PayPal will reject it. Just send it as a payment, please. A couple of bucks helps to keep the workshop just rolling over quite nicely. In other ways that you can help the channel, you could share this video or any of the other 1,000+ videos on the channel on your social media. That really helps to get some more viewers. And it's amazing how one link can suddenly open up a massive number of additional views for the channel. So it really does help. In this particular case, Honda stuff, if you're a member of a Honda forum, then some of those forum members may find this suite of videos really helpful when they're trying to diagnose problems on their Honda ATV or side-by-side. One other thing you could do if you want, you could write me a letter, not an email, you could write me a letter, send it to my PO box address, it's on the screen now. Or if you have an old tool or a new tool or just any old tool that you'd like to see me use in the workshop, then again you can drop it through to the PO box address, and you'll see that tool in future videos. And whether it's a letter or something else that you send me, I'll no doubt give you a shout out in one of the future live streams. Okay, crew, I really have to pack up now. It's very late and it's getting really cold. See you next time. Cheers, over and out.
Hey guys, Tool Girl Holly here. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time.
And we get the flip up again.
Oh!